that we have to take, and I'll just highlight some of them. Some of them we have already taken. The first is to remap the new boundaries of the land that we acquired. As we know, that those farms were cut up into small pieces of different sizes. We now want to establish the new boundaries, and already resources were given by the European Union and with the technical advice of the UNDP to do that remapping using GPS, which will establish boundaries of an exactitude of 4 centimeters. And this cannot be moved. You can move the peg, the physical peg, but if a dispute arises, we just have to refer to the coordinates to establish where the boundary is. So that is the step we have taken, and Treasury has provided resources to the Ministry of Lands to beef up their capacity to remap in order to expedite this exercise in the shortest possible time. All in all, we should end up with 23 teams, and we've already agreed with the Minister of Lands that the 23 teams will go and devote and dedicate their time on one province at a time, and then move on to the next after they finished one province. And we are going to start with Mashonaland West in that regard. We have also provided resources to the Ministry of Lands to do evaluation of land that we acquired under the land reform program. What you may need to know is that of the 6,000 or so farms that we compulsorily acquired, only about 1,500 have improvements that have been evaluated. So it's very important that we also speed up that process. All this intended to remove any lingering disputes pertaining to the land question, so that people can concentrate their energies on production. Then I also need, of course, to highlight that we entered into BIPA agreements with various countries, and in the heat of our revolution, the policy that we had put in place that BIPA farms should not be touched was breached. So we are saying now, with respect to BIPA farms, we would want to look at the reality. We respect whatever is still there. If there are any farms which were settled, we'll look into it on a case-by-case basis and see what innovative ways we can do. And in this respect, we have to engage those who are affected. But we have also given resources to the Ministry of Lands to again speed up evaluation. In the case of BIPA farms, is evaluation of the land and the improvements. And so that also exercise will be taking place. Now, when all that is done, audits are done, we are also giving the money to do audits. And I want to emphasize this point. Audits are there to detect whether there were any anomalies in the distribution of land. So as we carry out the audits, and if there are any anomalies that are detected, those anomalies must be corrected. Now, some of the anomalies which are here from the grapevine, but not authoritative, is that some officials would hide or protect some farms from gazetting. That is corrupt. Now, if any such farms are found to have been hidden from the official eye and were not gazetted when they should have been, those farms will be gazetted in order to correct the anomaly. We also hear from the grapevine that some officials would hide from gazetting some farms for their own personal use. Again, if any audit detects and discloses that anomaly, it has to be corrected. The point I'm making this point is that Any gazetting of farms in the future, we are going to explain. We are not stopping gazetting of farms, but if we do in the future, we'll explain why we are doing it in the interest of transparency. We are also going to accelerate naturally parastatal reforms. I did mention that, of course, we are going to give 99-year lists. It's already in Herald. And also the permits. A lot of questions I receive is, are you not reversing the land issue? And the point I say is, as long as beneficiaries of the land reform program are holding the letter of offer, that letter of offer can be reversed any day. What I'm proposing to do is to give security of tenure to those who benefited under the land reform program. And this can only be done by issuance of the 99-year leases as well as the A1 permits. On the diamonds, I want to emphasize that from now on, Zimbabwe Consolidated Diamond Mining Company will ensure that its operations are done transparently and that its accounts will be audited and also published. You know, publication helps to deter fraud and corruption because they need to be in the public debate domain for debate. And already, I want to say this to you, that already, since it started operating, we are now receiving daily figures of production, something that had never happened before. Daily. We now know, for instance, that since it started, it has already, should we say, extracted from dams some 100,000 carats. We don't know of those carats how many are gem, how many are near gem, and how many are near industrials. 15% are gem. Yeah, 15% are gem, near gem. 15% gem and near gem. The prices of gem is different from the prices of. So we are going to make these figures public, so that the public can be they are always the best watchmen in using the media, of course. On paracetals, as you are aware, we have identified 10 critical paracetals which we think, if we turn around, will have a transformative impact on the economy as well as contributing to our economic recovery. Already 2 audits, forensic audits, have been done, and those are under analysis. And we, as forensic audits are completed, these will be discussed and corrective action taken to turn around the paracetamol. We are also having a watchful eye on local authorities. As you know, there are about 91 or 92 of them, and we are having a watchful eye on them, and we have, as you know, directed that of their revenue, they should be self-sufficient, but their revenue should now be 30% to wages and the rest towards service delivery. And I'm aware of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 which have successfully already achieved that target. 30% towards wages and the rest towards service delivery, in the interest of transparency. We are also going to accelerate naturally parastatal reforms. I did mention that, of course, we are going to give 99-year lists. It's already in Herald. And also the permits. A lot of questions I receive is, are you not reversing the land issue? And the point I say is, as long as beneficiaries of the land reform program are holding the letter of offer, that letter of offer can be reversed any day. What I'm proposing to do is to give security of tenure to those who benefited under the land reform program. And they can only be, this can only be done by issuance of the 99-year leases as well as the A1 permits. The